The Irish government says it's lost confidence in EU Trade Commissioner Phil Hogan over his breach of COVID-19 lockdown rules. The Green Party leader, Eamon Ryan, whose party is one of the coalition partners, said the lack of immediate transparency and communication from Hogan meant they couldn't support him anymore. The pressure has been mounting on Hogan since he attended a controversial golf dinner in Ireland last week, where more than 80 people were present. He's since apologised for attending the event, but denies violating any restrictions. The criticism Hogan's faced at home has quickly spread to Brussels. The European Commission President, Ursula von der Leyen, is reviewing his conduct, and his future as Trade Commissioner has been thrown into question. Von der Leyen will ultimately decide whether Phil Hogan will stay in his job. Our political editor Darren McCaffrey is in Brussels following the Commission's response to this scandal, and I asked him earlier how soon we can expect a ruling.
Well, that is a good question, and that was a question that was repeatedly asked of Ursula von der Leyen, spokesperson, today at the usual press conference that we have, and really we didn't get an answer. We were told repeatedly that she was assessing the report, she was in contact with Commissioner Hogan and with the Irish government, and that ultimately she would reach a decision, but clearly it's one that she's not prepared to be rushed on, that she wants to get all the details and assess them in time. This is a very difficult decision, though, for Ursula von der Leyen. As you say, there is an awful lot of pressure, clearly from the Irish public, are pretty angry about all of this, but also, indeed, it must be said, from Irish political leaders as well, who've made it clear that they have lost confidence in Phil Hogan. But at the same time, Ursula von der Leyen, you know, in many ways is keen not to create a precedent here that one member state in some ways can call for a commissioner to go, and that she feels she needs to react to that. After all, as Phil Hogan has repeatedly pointed out, he is responsible and accountable to the Commission President, who in turn, of course, the Commission is responsible to the European Parliament. And thus far, we've not really seen massive calls from MEPs for Phil Hogan to go. But be in no doubt, this is a big story. It is dominating the debate and the talk here in Brussels, and almost with every single day we do see fresh allegations, and indeed we see that pressure mounting on Phil Hogan.
Is there any precedent for a commissioner being let go? And, you know, if he is sacked by Ursula von der Leyen, what will happen next?
Well, that's another really interesting point. We have seen one commissioner who was forced to resign. That was a Maltese commissioner, less than 10 years ago. Now, that was over alleged corruption that involved his position as an EU commissioner. Clearly, again, with the Phil Hogan case, the rules that he is said to have broken essentially are as an EU citizen in an EU country, rather than anything got to do with his post as a trade commissioner. Though that is further complicated by the fact that even though these were rules very specific to Ireland, clearly this is a commission and a commission president that has asked EU citizens to adhere to coronavirus rules in any particular member state. In fact, they've launched a website to inform all of us about what the particular rules are in member states. What was to happen if he was to resign? Well, essentially, Ireland would get a chance to nominate another commissioner, though potentially not to take up the highly regarded post of Trade Commissioner. Ultimately, Ursula von der Leyen could decide to reshuffle her team and place the Irish nominee, whoever that may be, in a different position. And that is why many in Ireland are saying that, you know what, maybe the government and the population of Ireland need to be careful. They don't want to cut off the nose in spite of the face. That ultimately having an Irish voice in the Trade Commission role, quite important, given that one of those key tasks is the future trade relationship with the UK, and that maybe actually in the end, even though it looks like he has broken the rules, even though many feel that he has not really properly apologised or accounted for his actions, that he should stay in post because it might be in the best interests, not just of the European Union, but of Ireland itself.